This is Shelley from Koala Knits and Knacks, and in this tutorial I'm going to show you how to crochet this cute little produce market bag. You can use it for produce market bag, or you can use it for I've got 4 apples in there now and it's only like that full and 4 medium-sized apples. That's all I had at home to show you. But you can fill it with, you know, a lot more. You can put onions in there, potatoes in there, or any produce that you want from the store. You just have to undo this little tie, open it up, fill it up, close it up, throw it in your shopping cart, and there you have it. So we're going to make this one this size, but I've also got another one that I'm going to show you in the video. It's this size. It's a bit smaller, okay? And I give you instructions on how to make that one as well. Both very, very simple to make. I think even the beginner crocheter could make these. Very simple stitch, but they're so pretty. I show you how to do a color change as well with, you know, you doing the V-stitch with a color change. You can do that, or you can just keep it simple and make one color all the way up. Okay, so you're going to need a 4.0 millimeter crochet hook for this one. And for the orange one, I used a 3.5 millimeter crochet hook. I used Bernat Handicrafter 100% cotton yarn for both of these. They come in so many beautiful colors. You can really you know, design what you love and make it your own by changing colors and just using the colors that you love the most. Okay, this also would make an awesome shoe bag if you're traveling and you want to throw your shoes in there and then throw them in your suitcase. That's great for that, or for toiletries, or for your delicates. So many uses. One of the friends who follow my channel suggested that these would be great for beach bags, and wouldn't they be? Like, seriously, you put your stuff in there, you go to the beach, all you gotta do is shake out the sand and there you go, you got yourself a nice beach bag. And these are just like small and medium size basically, or extra small and small, whatever, however you want to see it. You can you know, I'll just tell you at the beginning of the video, you can increase your bottom rows down here, keep increasing, do more increases there, and then it would make it wider, and you can just add up and make a much bigger bag if you like to. Once you get the general pattern down, you should be able to figure out a bigger size, no problem. But this is, to me, the perfect size to take along for so many things. Like, it's just so good for so many things. So, all right, 4.0 millimeter crochet hook for this one. This one I used a 3.5 millimeter crochet hook. That's why it's a little bit smaller, but I also didn't increase rows, and I'll explain that to you in the video. And then Bernat Handicrafter 100% cotton yarn, as I already mentioned. Okay, so go ahead and grab your supplies and let's get started. So I've got my 4.0 millimeter crochet hook. I've got my Bernat Handicrafter 100% cotton yarn. We're going to make a slip knot, and we're going to put it on our hook, okay? And then we're going to chain up 4. So yarn over, pull through the loop on your hook. That's 1. Yarn over, pull through the loop on your hook. 2, 3, and 4, okay? So when you get your 4 chains done, we're going to do 11 double crochet in the 4th chain from the hook. Now we're doing 11 because this is the 4th chain right there, but then there's those other 3 chains that we did, okay? And that's going to count as your first double crochet. So we'll have a total of 12. So you're going to yarn over, go into that 4th chain from the hook. That's the first one you did. Yarn over and pull up a loop, okay? So now you've got 3 chains on your hook, 3 loops on your hook. You're going to yarn over, go through 2. You're going to yarn over and go through 2, okay? You're going to do that 11 times. So yarn over, go into that same stitch, yarn over, pull up a loop, and then bring that one that you just yarned over and brought through up to the same length as these 2. So don't keep it tight like that against your stitch, because then your double crochet will look funny. You want to keep it loose and bring it up to the same height as the 2 that are on your hook. So yarn over and go through 2, yarn over and go through 2. So then another one, yarn over, go into that same stitch, yarn over and bring up a loop. Okay, yarn over and go through 2, yarn over and go through 2. So you're going to do that 11 times. Now this might start creeping down the cord here, or the yarn here, but that's okay. We'll tighten it up when we're done. So go ahead and do 11 double crochets, and with this chain 3, that will count as 12. And then I'll see you back. I'll do one more with you. Yarn over, go through that loop, yarn over, bring it up. You've got 3 loops on the hook. Yarn over, go through 2, yarn over and go through 2. That's a double crochet. So go ahead and do 11 of those and I'll see you back. When you're done that, your project's going to probably look a little bit like this with a big hole in the center because you've been pulling this slowly down this yarn end, okay? So all you're going to do is you're going to pull on that and tighten it. But don't pull really, really hard because cotton breaks really easy, okay? And then we're going to hide that in that circle there in the back in a little while, okay? So just let it hang there. But for now, you've got 11 double crochets and your chain 3 that you started with, okay? So you're going to go up to your top of your chain 3. So this is 1, 2, 3, and you're going to go into that back half of that stitch, just like that. Okay, let me do that again. So 1, 2, and 3. Just pick up that one part of the stitch. You're going to yarn over, go through that stitch, and go through the one on your hook. That's a slip stitch to join. Okay, we've now completed row 1. Now we are going to chain up 3. So 1, 2, 3. That counts as our first double crochet. If you need to go ahead and put a stitch marker in that top loop right there so that you know where your third chain is when you come around, then go ahead and do that. So take your bobby pin or your stitch marker and put it in that back loop right there so that when we get around, you'll know where to join. Okay, and we're going to do a double crochet into that same stitch. So yarn over, go through that stitch, yarn over, pull up a loop. You've got 3 loops on your hook. Just what we were doing before. Go through 2, yarn over, go through 2. So we've got 2 stitches essentially in that stitch there, okay? Now we're going to put 2 double crochets in every stitch around. So we're going to find this next stitch right here, yarn over, go into it. We're going to do a double crochet. We're going to do another one, yarn over, and go into that stitch and do a double crochet. This is our first increase round. So the first round counted as 12 stitches, and now we're going to end up with 24 when we're done this because we're putting 2 double crochets in every stitch all the way around, okay? So go ahead and do that, and if you're unsure if you've done it right, you count starting with counting this chain 3, you count this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and you should have 24 when you get to the end, okay? So keep doing that, and I'll see you when we're done. Okay, so to complete row 2 off, you're going to make sure that you have 24 around. Now we're going to go up to the top of our third chain. I have a little helper here with me, so you might hear the little voices for a second here. So you're going to go into the top of that third chain. You're going to yarn over and you're going to do a slip stitch to join, okay? Yes, sweetheart. Can you just give me 1 second, okay? We're going to chain 3. And that counts as our first double crochet. That was 2, that's 3, and then we're going to double crochet into that same space. So we've got 2 double crochets in that same space, and then from there we're going to do a treble in the next. So to do a treble, you're going to yarn over twice, put it into the stitch, drop a loop. Now you have 4 loops on your hook, yarn over, go through 2, yarn over, go through 2, and yarn over and go through another 2. Don't touch, sweetheart. So that's your first treble. Now you're going to do 2 double crochets in the next stitch. So in that very next stitch, 2 double crochets. And then in the next stitch, a treble. And that's going to be our pattern all the way around for this row. 2 double crochets in one stitch, and then a treble. And then a treble into the next, okay? Nana's talking to all her friends on YouTube. Do you want to say hi to all the friends? Say hi. Okay. So 2 double crochets. She's wondering who I'm talking to. Confusing the poor little sweetheart. 2 double crochets in that one stitch, then a treble in the next. 2 double crochets in the next stitch, a treble in the next, 2 double crochets, a treble, all the way around until you get to the end. And when you get to the end, I'll meet you there. All right, so we're at the end, and we're going to, so when you're at the end, you should have 36. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 30. Yeah, 36 stitches, okay? So count all around and make sure that that's the number that you have. And then we're going to go into that third chain from the top, or from the bottom here. 1, 2, 3. we are going to do a slip stitch to join, just like that. And then we are going to chain 3. That's our double crochet. We're going to double crochet in that same stitch. So we've got essentially 2 double crochets in that stitch. And then we're going to put 1 treble in each of the next 2 stitches. And we are going to repeat that pattern now. So 2 double crochets in the next stitch, okay? Double crochets. So 2 double crochets in that same stitch. And then a treble, 1 treble in each of the next 2 stitches. 1. And the next stitch, 2. So 2 double crochets, this is how we're increasing this row, in the next stitch. And 1 treble in each of the next 2 stitches. And you're going to continue that pattern all the way around, okay? All right, so 2 double crochets in this next stitch, then a treble and a treble. 2 double crochets in that stitch, a treble and a treble, all the way around till you get to the end. All right, so when you get to the end, you should have 48 stitches. So you'll want to count them, make sure that you've got 48 stitches all around. And now is a good time to hide this little end, okay? Get it out of our way. Not fighting with it, okay? Not that we were, but let's just clean it up and get it out of the way. So all we're gonna do is take it around this base of these stitches here. And they're pretty tight, so you don't have to go back and forth too many times. Even just around once is good. But as you do so, you can tighten up that little, when you go around, you pull on it and it tightens up that little hole there too. So you want that to be as tight as you can without breaking this yarn. See, it's hard to get caught in, it's hard to get through, I find. But it's okay, we're tougher. Okay, here we go, one more time. Okay, then I'm gonna just go back to secure it so it doesn't slip out. You probably wouldn't have to, but it's a habit, so I'm just doing it. Okay? And maybe one more time. There's no way that that is going to loosen. Okay? So then you cut this off. And you're finished with the inside. And we're going to move on to our next step. But before we do that, let's join this to the top of that chain 3, just like we've been doing, with a slip stitch to join. Just like that. Okay, then we're going to chain 3. That's our double crochet, but we need to do a double crochet and a chain 1. So now we're going to chain another one. That'll act as our chain 1. So now, in essence, we've done a double crochet, chain 1, and now into that same space, we're going to do a double crochet. Okay? Just like so. So we've got our double crochet, our chain 1, and our double crochet. We're going to skip a stitch. So we're going to skip this next one right here. We're going to do a double crochet, chain 1, double crochet in this next one. Then we're going to skip this one. We're going to do a double crochet, chain 1, double crochet in that one. We're beginning our V-stitch pattern, okay? So we're going to yarn over, skip this stitch, go into the next one, double crochet, chain 1, double crochet. Okay, then we're going to skip this one. We're going to go into the next one, double crochet. Oops. There we go. Chain 1, double crochet. Okay, then we're going to skip the next one and repeat the pattern all the way around. Double crochet, chain 1, double crochet. Okay, skip one, double crochet, chain 1, double crochet all into the same stitch. So your double crochet, your chain ones, and your double crochet are all going into the same stitch, and then you're skipping one. Double crochet, chain one, double crochet, same stitch, miss one. And you'll see these little V's are forming, okay? So you're gonna go ahead and do that all the way around, and I'll meet you back. Okay, I hope that went well for you. We're at the end. Okay, again, this is just like a mock stitch. It's not a stitch you go into. We're going to go into the top of the chain 3. We're going to slip stitch into the top of that chain 3, just like we've been doing. But we have something a little different that we have to do this now, because we want to work into the V stitches. So now that you slip stitch into the top of that chain 3, you're going to go ahead and slip stitch into the center of that V stitch. Okay, just like so. Then you're going to chain 3. That acts as your first double crochet. Then you're going to chain 1, because we need a double crochet, chain 1. Then we're going to double crochet into that same V stitch. But to get an increase in this row, now we have to do a chain 1, okay? So we did a chain 4 essentially, and that counts as our double crochet, chain 1. Then we did another double crochet into that V stitch. Then we chained 1. That's different from the other row, because we're doing an increase. And so we're going to double crochet into that next V space, chain 1, double crochet back into that V. That's our V stitch, but we want to increase, so we're going to chain 1. Then we're going to go into that next V, double crochet, chain 1, double crochet. We finish that V stitch. We're going to chain 1, and then we're going to do the same thing all the way across. So you're doing a double crochet, chain 1, double crochet into the V, then you're going to chain 1 and go into the next V and do the same thing. All right, so repeat that process all the way around. Okay, so this is getting bigger and bigger and bigger. It's going to be a great size. The last one I did, I used a 3mm hook. So it's quite a bit smaller, and I'll compare those two when we're done. Actually, it was a 3.5mm hook, but this one is a 4. We're going to slip stitch to the top of the 3rd chain, like we've always been doing. And then we're going to slip stitch into that first V. Okay, and now we're ready to move on to row 7. And we're going to chain 3. Oops. 1, 2, 3. That counts as our first double crochet. Then we're going to do a chain 1. And we're going to double crochet into that V stitch. We're not going to increase this row. We are going to just do a regular round. So we're not going to do the chain 1 now. We're going to just go into that next V, and we're going to do a double crochet, chain 1, double crochet. Do not do the next chain. Do not do a chain 1 again. Just go right into the next V, double crochet, chain 1, double crochet. Into the next V, double crochet, chain 1, double crochet all the way around, and keep going till you get to the end, and I'll see you there. Okay. Okay, so we're coming to the end of that round. We're going to slip stitch into the top of the chain 3 like we always do. And then we want to do one more increase round. So now we're going to slip stitch into that V stitch. We're going to chain 3, counting as our first double crochet. And our V stitches are double crochet, chain 1, double crochet. So we're going to chain 1. Then we're going to do another double crochet into that V stitch. We've completed that V stitch, but we want to make this an increase round. So we're going to chain 1. Then we're going to do a V stitch into this next V. My yarn is coming to the end here. Okay, so what was I doing here? Double crochet, chain 1, double crochet, chain 1 for an increase. Into the next V, double crochet, chain 1, double crochet, chain 1 for the increase. I sure hope I wasn't off camera that whole time. I'm going to do one more just in case I was. Okay, so into the V, double crochet, chain 1, double crochet. That's our V stitch. Okay, but we want an increase, so we're going to chain 1. We're going to repeat that all the way around. A V-stitch into the V, and then a chain 1. Okay, so go ahead and do that till you get to the end, okay? And we'll see you when you get there. All right, so we've made it around and we've done 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 rows. Okay, this was our last increase row. So we're going to slip stitch to the chain 3, top of the chain 3. Slip stitch into the V. Now we're going to just chain 3. Oops. That's our double crochet, then chain 1 and double crochet back into that space. So that's our first V-stitch. And we're not going to do any more increase rounds. We're going to do our double crochet, chain 1, double crochet into each V all the way around. Then we're going to join like we always do at the top of the chain 3 with a slip stitch. Then we're going to slip stitch into the V and then continue our pattern. We're going to do a color change at row 12. So keep going. You're going to do row 9, 10, and 11, 3 more rows of just regular, and then you'll see me back and we're going to do a color change. If you don't want to do a color change, you just keep going until you have 17 rows completed, and then we'll finish off the top, okay? So again, no more increases. Just keep going with your regular V-stitch and complete 17 rows all together. So you can easily count the rows. Okay, this is row 1. This is 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and I'm going to do 8 more, or 9 more to get to 17, and then I'll see you back. Well, that's if you want to do one color, but if you want to do a color change, see me back at row 12. Okie dokie, so I am almost done. Row 11. What did I do here? I've got my chain 1 there. I got to just do a double crochet to finish that V-stitch, and then I'm going to do a slip stitch in the top of the 3rd chain there to join. So I'm going to insert my hook, and rather than use this one, I'm going to drop this, and I'm going to grab the one that I'm going to change to, which is white, and I'm going to hold that tail end and hold this tail end just like that. Then I'm going to finish, then I'm going to grab it with that middle finger is how I do it. Then I'm going to finish off that slip stitch with that new color, and I've joined my new color just like that. And now I'm going to slip stitch into that V, just like what we normally do. I'm going to chain up 3. That's considered my double crochet. Chain 1 and double crochet into that same chain. Okay, and I'm going to continue along my pattern. I'm going to do row, oops, grab that end part. So I'm going to cut this off actually. And then I'm going to tie these, and I will hide them. I'm going to go around a few V stitches, and then I will come back and I will hide those. I like to hide them as I go along. Okay, so I'm going to finish doing a V stitch all the way around. Then I'm going to join with a slip stitch, then slip stitch into the middle of the V, and I'm going to do row 13 in white as well. Okay, and then I'm going to do another color change. If you want to figure out your pattern with colors the way you want to do it, then you go ahead and just map it out. We need row 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, and 17. So 6 rows left. If you want to do some color changes there, maybe you wanted to do your color changes down here. You design this bag any way your little heart desires. And I would love to see what you create. So make sure you post it in my group, okay? Or, yeah, and post it in other groups too and get the video out there. That'd be awesome. But post it in Koala Knits and Knacks for sure. And show us all what you create. We'd love to see. So I'm going to continue around, and I'm going to finish row 12. Then I'm going to finish row 13 in white, and I'm going to do one more color change. If you need to see the color change again, then just click back, keep watching, because I'm going to pause it and I'll be right back with you. Okay, the magic of camera. All right, so I've done row 12 and row 13. I'm going to do a color change. I already cut off the end, but I'm going to go into the top of the chain 3 like we always do. I'm going to grab that yarn tail and this new yarn tail with my hand, with my finger, and then I'm going to switch it and put my 3rd finger on there. Then I'm going to yarn over, and I'm going to slip stitch with that new color, just like that. And then I'm going to slip stitch into that first V, and I'm going to continue. Do my chain 3 for my double crochet, then my chain 1 and then double crochet back into that V. And then I'm going to repeat my V stitch around for 2 rows with this blue color. And then, so this is 12 and 13. This is going to be 14 and 15. And then I'm going to do 2 more rows of white, 16 and 17. And when I'm back or done with that, I will see you back. Okay. And then we'll work on the finishing touches of our bag. All right, so we've got our 17 rows done, and I love how this looks at the top there. So we've got 17 rows. We've done 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 rows of the variegated, then 2 rows of the white, 2 rows of the blue, 2 rows of the white, brings us to 17. And if we measure that length, it's going to be 10.5 inches. So that's a really nice size, okay? 10.5 inch bag. Oh, I should show you the width. The width is by 8, okay? 10.5 by almost 8 inches. So that's really nice. That's a good size produce bag. Or one of my my Koala Knits and Knacks friends, Janet, when I did a knitted one, suggested that it would be awesome for, these things would be great for beach bags too. And I agree with her. You can throw some toys in there or whatever, and the sand comes off them and through. Oh, it's just perfect idea. I loved that idea. So shout out to you, Janet W. Okay, so now we're going to connect this at the top of our chain 3. Okay, just like so with a slip stitch, but we're going to grab our new color change and we're going to finish off that slip stitch with our color change. Then we're going to slip stitch into the V. Okay. And then we're going to chain 1. So now from here, you're going to want to grab a stitch marker, and I'm going to grab one just because we're going to start 1 row of single crochet, and sometimes that single crochet, you have a hard time figuring out between this one and what the single crochet is. So now that we've done our slip stitch to join, then our slip stitch into the V, then we chained 1. Now we're going to go into that same V, and we're going to do a single crochet. Then we're going to take our stitch marker and we're going to mark that single crochet because that's where we're going to slip stitch to join later, okay? So go ahead and put your stitch marker in there, and then we're going to go into that double crochet that's right there, okay? Right into the stitch, single crochet. Oop, I've got a little strand there that's not cooperating, so let me get it out of there. Hold on. Okay. So into the actual top of the stitch there, we're going to do single crochet. Okay. Then we're going to do a single crochet in the top of this double crochet. Okay. So right into that stitch right there. Oh, my yarn is splitting. And then into the middle of the V. And then into that double crochet stitch. Okay. So we're going to do a single crochet. I'm going to just get this closer here into this stitch right here where our double crochet is, this double crochet here. This is the top of that stitch. Then we're going to go 1 into the space here, which is going to be our single crochet that counts for that chain 1. And then we're going to do a single crochet into this stitch right there. Okay. That's the base of this double crochet. And then from there, we're going to do the base of this double crochet into the center, and then the base of this double crochet. So 3, you're going to just make sure that you do 3 single crochets for every V stitch, okay? So let me just actually do a couple here now that I've explained it. So I'm going to do this V now. So I'm going to go into the top of that double crochet. I'm going to go into the chain 1 space, top of this double crochet, top of this double crochet, chain 1 space, into the top of this double crochet all the way around. Okay, just like so. It's fun. I like doing this. Single crochets, you know what, if you were to do a full project of single crochets, then no, it's terrible because it takes forever. But if you're just doing you know, 1 row like this just to finish off your project, then it's fun. So I'm going to continue around until I get to the end, and then I'll see you back. All right, so I'm at the end of my double crochet, or pardon me, my single crochet row, and my stitch marker is going to tell me where my first single crochet is, and I'm going to go into that stitch. I got to take it out first. It's too tight otherwise. I'm going to go into that stitch, and I'm going to do a slip stitch to join. Okay, just like that. Then I'm going to chain 2, and then I'm going to double crochet into that same space. Okay, so yarn over, go into that same space, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, go through 2, yarn over, and go through 2. That's your first double crochet. Mark that top stitch there, loop there with your stitch marker, because that's where we'll slip stitch to join. We're going to double crochet into every single crochet. Okay, so double crochet, double crochet, double crochet all the way around, and then we'll fasten off. Okay, so finish that all the way around and come back, and we'll fasten off together, and then we'll move on to the very last part of our project. Okay. Okay, so I made it around. I've got one more stitch. It looks like there could be 2 there. There's this longer stitch, and then there's this little one. This was our slip stitch to join. You don't do that one, okay? So I'm going to go into this one, do my double crochet, then I'm going to slip stitch to join where my stitch marker is in my first double crochet. Slip stitch to join. Oops, my yarn is splitting. This particular yarn is giving me a little bit of trouble, but it's okay. Let's do that again. Slip stitch to join. Say that 10 times. Yarn over and go through the loop. Then you're going to cut off and pull through, and then tighten that. We don't need this to be so long. Then we're going to hide this end, and we'll do that. I'll do that after, but this is just so pretty. Like, it's just so pretty. I'd move my camera up to show you, but there we go. I'm just going to move it down so you can see. I'm loving it. And so we're just going to make one cord that we're going to weave in and out of this. So you're going to keep your crochet hook, and you're going to grab your yarn. Oops, just about knocked over my camera. Grab your yarn. You're going to do a slip stitch onto your crochet hook. Ah, it's on the wrong side for me, that's why. Hang on, just like this. Slip stitch onto your crochet hook. And then you're going to just chain up as many as it takes to be this length times 3. Okay? So everybody's tension is different. So your numbers are going to be different than mine. So you're going to just chain. Okay? Just like that. So yarn over and bring through the loop, yarn over and bring through the loop, yarn over and bring through the loop, and do a chain just like that until you can get 3 times the width of the front there. So all the way around 1.5 times basically is what that's going to be doing, okay? So it's very fast to do. I'm not even going to count it. I'm just going to keep going. Just like so until see, I'm almost 1 times already, and then I'm going to do that times 3. So go ahead and do that. Get your chain done so that you measure 3 times the length of this, okay? And then I'll see you back. All right, so that shouldn't have taken you too long. I didn't even count. I just went like this. That's 1. Oops. 1. Then I'll grab that. 2. And 3. Close enough. And that's all I'm going to do. So now I'm going to yarn over, pull it through, cut it off, and then continue pulling that loop through. Oops. Okay, so forget what I just did. Let's pretend that this is my last one. I didn't get it through, that's why. I'm going to yarn over, pull it through that last stitch, then pull it tight, and then it'll knot off, okay? So mine's a little bit shorter, but it's still going to be fine. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, it's still perfect. It was a little long before actually, so that's good. Okay, so I'm going to cut that off, and I'm going to cut that off just for now. I'm going to trim it up a little bit better later, but now I'm going to grab my my needle. I'm grabbing this metal one that's got that plastic loop on it. Okay, they come in a set of 3. You can get them on Amazon or Walmart. However, my Walmart stores here in Winnipeg have been out of them for a long time, so every time I go, I try to check and see. I'm going to slip that on until these thicker loops go through, because then I know it's going to stay on. It won't slide out as much. Okay, now, okay, I've got to hide that one, but that's good that I didn't, because this is where we've been joining all along this seam. So I'm gonna make sure that that's in the back. So I'm gonna fold that over just like that in the back, even though you're not gonna tell, but that's just what I'm gonna do. Then I'm gonna pick my middle section here, fold it over. It's about where these 2 green stitches are. I'm gonna go in and behind and in front, and weave it in and out all the way around. Okay, simple, 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 simple. Pull it through and weave it in and out all the way around. Pull it. This makes an excellent produce bag. Great size for that. Throw it in your shopping cart with your other bags and take it to the store and fill it full of all your tomatoes or your apples or your onions or potatoes or whatever you want, whatever produce you want to put in there. This will work for. But one of my like I mentioned it already. Somebody in my Facebook group, Janet, had mentioned that these would be excellent for beach bags. Can you just imagine, throw all your little things that you need to take to the beach in here, cinch it up, and away you go, because all the sand can be shaken right out of it. I think that's just like a brilliant idea for a use for these bags. So there you go. There's another wonderful idea for you. So anyways, you can make these whatever size you want. You can make them taller. You can when you're down here making your increase rows, you can do more increase rows than what we did, and it'll make it wider. And then just go from there. Follow the basic pattern and create. And just make it how wide and how tall that you want it. Okay, I'm gonna keep going around, almost there. So I'm gonna keep going around till I get to the beginning. I'm almost there, but I'm gonna go off camera just to save camera time, and we'll see you when you're done. I got to the end here and there's 2 left. So if I would have gone in between this one, it would have been on the outside, and then it would have gone through this one and then come up in this one, and then they'd be coming out the same area here, which works. You can do that, but I'm going to just leave the 2 in between for a better tie, I think. And then so for this, it's already tightened very tight, but take your fingernails and push that knot down as far as you can get it, and as tight as you can get it, and then cut it off just like that. Okay, so push it down as tight as you can get it, and then just snip off the end. And then it's not very long, but that's good, because you don't want all these long things hanging, because when you cinch it, you've now got a longer end. And you've got your products and stuff in there. Oh, I love it. It's so cute. In there, this is pretty tight actually, but all you got to do is tie a simple tie on there. Just like that. And there you go. No apple's gonna fall out of there. You can tie it tighter if you want, but there's no need to. And there's this beautiful, beautiful little bag. It's really, actually, it's so pretty. Like, I don't think that the camera does it justice. It really doesn't, but it is very pretty, and you're gonna have fun using it for all kinds of things. Fill it full of your delicates, and when you're going on a trip, put your delicates in there, and use that as a bag that you throw into your suitcase. So many options for this bag. You're gonna just love it. Okay, so I'm gonna show you the smaller one that I made as well. All right, so here's the 2 bags that I made, and they're very similar. The patterns is similar, except for I'll tell you the little differences that I made that make them a little bit different. Like this orange one is a little bit narrower and a little bit shorter. I'll tell you the dimensions. The dimensions of this big one are, let me see, I just wrote them down, are 10.5 by 8.5. So 10.5 long by 8.5 wide. I'd say that's a medium bag. This is a small bag and it's 10 by 7. So there's not a whole big difference, but enough. Like just, yeah, there's a little bit of difference. And what I did differently was that I did an increase on my V-stitches on row 6 and on row 8 on this one. And I did 17 rows total of the V-stitches, including the bottom here. I worked up for 17 rows, okay? On this one, I did not do the increase on row 8. I only did an increase on row 6, and that's why it's narrower. I did an increase on row 6, and because it's narrower, I only did 16 rows and not 17 rows, okay, of V-stitches. So that was the difference in these two. And yeah, I just think that they're so pretty. I hope that you enjoyed this tutorial. I hope that you go ahead and you make yourself some of these mesh bags. And again, use them for produce bags, use them for beach bags, use them for in your suitcase to carry your delicates or whatever you need to carry. Put your shoes in there. Use it as a shoe bag in your suitcase. So many options. Put your toiletries in there. Use it as a toiletry bag. You know, mark down in the comments what you would use this for so that we can all get some ideas from you. And if you go ahead and make one of these, please post it in my Facebook group. I'll put the link down below. Underneath this video, you'll see, you click on that little word that says more and you'll read the description and I'll have the link in there for my Facebook group. Please come over and join that. Post your work. Use your imagination to put your color variations however you want to put them and inspire us all with the way you create. So thank you again for joining me in this tutorial. Please hit the like, the thumbs up, because that helps me. That really does help me because YouTube will see that it's being watched and will promote my video. So I really, really appreciate that. Go ahead and post it in the groups that you're involved in so that people can see the pattern. Post it in my group for sure. Koala Knits and Knacks. And yeah, if you haven't subscribed, please do so. I would love to have you a part of this community. We have an awesome group of knitters that follow Koala Knits and Knacks YouTube channel and Facebook. Love to have you join us. So anyways, thank you, my friends, for watching this tutorial. I hope that you enjoyed it, and I hope that you make some for yourself or for gifts. They're just wonderful, handy little things. You're gonna love them. All right, take care and have a great day. Happy knitting, my friends.